Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, a channel about making computer role-playing games using the free program Twine and the Sugarcube format for Twine. In Twine, if we're using Sugarcube, we have a sidebar by default. That is one of it's the immediate visible difference that you will see between Sugarcube and the other most popular format, Harlow. Sugarcube has a sidebar and Harlow doesn't. In previous videos, I've talked about different options to change the default appearance of the sidebar. So how to change the width of it, how to make it disappear altogether, how to remove the button that allows the user to expand or collapse the sidebar, which is there. That button is there by default. How to remove the title on the sidebar if you have a title on the sidebar. But in this video, I want to show you something that I haven't yet shown you to do with the sidebar, which is how to program a command that will collapse or expand the sidebar. So here we see a small program. As you can see, the sidebar is collapsed, which is not the default behavior. And there's text that says continue to expand the sidebar again. And indeed, when we click on that one, it does expand. And then if I wanted to put other pages where it collapsed or expanded, I could do that. So the use of that, I think, is probably if you're putting information in the sidebar that's only useful in particular parts of the game. So for example, you might have a little map of the world and it's showing where you are, or a map of the city that your character's in or something like that. And when you're traveling around, that would be useful. But then when you are talking to a non-player character or you're involved in combat, you might decide, well, you're probably not going to be looking at your map. You're going to be dealing with that immediate situation. And so therefore you might want to collapse the sidebar in that situation. So in case you think you would want to do that, let's have a look at the command. It's quite simple. Now I should say, before I forget, that every bit of code that I demonstrate in these videos is stored in the itch.io link that appears in the description of this video. And most of the code in the recent videos I've done are in a zip file called Fighting Fantasy Project. However, this code is in the other zip file called Old Projects. You can download both of those for free from itch.io. This one is, it's in Old Projects, and more specifically, it's in a folder of old projects called Modifying the Sidebar. So I've got this one, and there's several others that I've demonstrated in earlier videos. So let's have a look at how it works. As I say, it's very straightforward. We have to use a script. This is a side of Twine and Sugarcube that I haven't really gotten into very much. We have used some JavaScript commands, but they haven't been ones that require this script tag. Most of the things that I have wanted to do are achievable without using this, and to me, it felt a bit much to get into, I guess. Unless there's something that can't be done easily in any other way, like this one. So here's what we do. We have this less than, and then the word script, S-C-R-I-P-T in lowercase, greater than. So we would, what's the word? Hide them within, enclose the commands within two of these, not one as we would do with a HTML command. And then we have UIBAR, where U, I, and B are in capital letters and A and R are lowercase. UI bar point or dot stow, S-T-O-W, lowercase, S-T-O-W, all lowercase, and then bracket, end bracket, which is something you do have to do. You have to do that with a lot of JavaScript. I don't know exactly why. I think maybe it's to do with declaring all the variables that are used within it, and in this case there aren't any. But you still have to have those brackets. I don't really know. JavaScript's not my strong suit. And then we have the script command again, except it's slash script. So a top right to bottom left slash in front of the word script, but otherwise it's the same. It's still got the two less thans and the two greater thans enclosing it. And so that's how you collapse or hide the sidebar, which JavaScript calls a UI bar. In previous videos, when I've talked about other things you can do to the sidebar, usually it's involved going into story and then going into one of these two, usually this one, and the way that we've referred to the sidebar is hashtag UI-bar. So that just seems to be the sort of the standard way that JavaScript refers to what I have normally referred to as a sidebar and what most other people seem to refer to as a sidebar. All right, so that's how we collapse it. How do we make it go out again? Well, it's exactly the same, except instead of stow, we have unstow. So instead of S-T-O-W, it's U-N-S-T-O-W, still all in lowercase. We still need the brackets. We still need to put that UI bar dot in front of it. So it's exactly the same, except for the addition of the lowercase u and the lowercase n. So if we wanted to have it collapse and expand throughout the game, we might say, well, it's got to be collapsed to start with, so we'll put this at the very beginning. And then when we get to let's say we're going to expand it only in combat, for example, because it's got a battle map, it's got a sort of battle map, or it's got some sort of options that we need in combat. Then at the start of a page that deals with combat, we just put the unstow to expand it. So that's how you do that. So I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.